I remember staring at my phone after that call ended, the screen still warm in my hand, my heart pounding like it had just been betrayed by its own body. I had asked a simple question. A careful question. The kind you ask when you already know something is wrong but you're still hoping you're mistaken. I asked about the Hawaii trip. The one I paid for. The one I spent $22,000 on because my family said they needed time together, healing time, something joyful after everything we'd been through. My mother didn't hesitate. Her voice was casual, almost cheerful, like she was talking about groceries. "Oh, we already went last week. Only for family." For a moment, I thought I misheard her. I even laughed softly, because surely this was a joke. A misunderstanding. Something that would make sense once she explained it properly. But she didn't explain. She didn't apologize. She didn't even pause. That was the moment something cracked inside me. I had just come out of a brutal divorce. The kind that leaves you doubting your own judgment, your worth, your ability to trust anyone, including yourself. I had lost a marriage, a home, and a version of myself that believed love meant sacrifice without limits. So when my family leaned on me, I leaned back harder. I paid the rent when it was late. I covered the utilities when someone forgot. I wired money without questions because I didn't want to be alone. I told myself this was what strong women do. They carry everyone else. I worked as a financial manager. Numbers were my life. Budgets, boundaries, risk assessments. Ironically, the one area I never applied those skills was my own family. When the idea of the vacation came up, it wasn't even my idea. It was framed as a healing trip. A chance for everyone to reconnect. Hawaii was chosen because it felt special, almost sacred. I paid. Flights. Hotel. Activities. Everything. I wasn't planning to go right away because of work, but the plan was clear. We'd all go together. Except we didn't. They went without me. A month after that phone call, after I'd barely slept and barely eaten, my phone rang again. This time, the tone was urgent. "The rent is overdue," my mother said. "Did you send the money yet?" I didn't raise my voice. I didn't cry. I didn't even hesitate. I said, "Only for family, remember." The silence on the other end was thick. Angry. Offended. That was the day I stopped explaining myself. From that moment on, the pressure started. Calls. Messages. Guilt wrapped in concern. Accusations disguised as worry. They said I was changing. That I was selfish. That I was forgetting where I came from. What they really meant was that I was no longer easy to use. When I closed access to my accounts, they panicked. When I stopped sending money, they got aggressive. When I asked for transparency, they called me cruel. Then came the legal threat. They tried to claim I owed them. That I had promised continued support. That my money was somehow their right. I hired a lawyer. Sitting in that courtroom was surreal. I had spent years being invisible, reduced to a wallet with a heartbeat. Now every payment, every transfer, every receipt told a story I had been too afraid to tell out loud. The judge listened. The evidence spoke. And I won. Not just legally, but emotionally. Walking out of that courthouse, the air felt lighter. For the first time in years, my shoulders weren't tense. My phone was quiet. My life was finally my own. I didn't feel victorious in the way movies portray revenge. I felt peaceful. I moved. I downsized. I rebuilt. I traveled alone, not to prove anything, but because I wanted to. I still believe in generosity. I still believe in love. But I no longer confuse them with obligation. Family doesn't exclude you from the joy you paid for. Family doesn't drain you dry and ask for more. Family doesn't punish you for having boundaries. I didn't lose $22,000. I bought my freedom.